everyone. Erin Lee here. Bobbi will be joining us hopefully momentarily. Let me just see if she's coming back up. We were just saying, we're really flying by the seat of our pants here, because, yeah, we just decided to give this a go like yesterday afternoon. So thank you so much, on both of our behalfs for joining us. I had to start the live stream before Bobbi was able to hop on because she's been having internet issues all day. And if we didn't start the live stream at 3:30, then we were going to lose this place and space for you guys to connect with us. So first of all, thank you so much for joining. I'm going to speak for Bobbi and I for joining both of us. I'm not speaking in the royal vernacular today. Like, she really is going to be coming and joining us. Oh, here we go. This might be her. Here you are. Oh, thank goodness. Oh no, Bobbi, I think you just froze. So I'm gonna keep talking. We've got some hellos coming in from Carrie and from Shelly, and other Carrie. Thank you so much for joining us, you guys. I'm just going to remove Bobbi from the stream and hope that her internet pops back up again. And hello to Tia as well. Thank you all so much for joining us. We are going to get the technological difficulties figured out today. I've put that intention out there. I've set that out there, and Bobbi's angels are just going to have to start helping out. So our intention today, first of all, this is our first live Oracle chats. You guys have seen the videos that Bobbi and I have done in the past. Bobbi has been our amazing videographer who has been doing all of the editing and stuff. And just yesterday, she said, Erin, why don't we go live tomorrow? I'm like, okay, let's do it. So we're here, or part of us are here. Bobbi will be joining us in a moment. And we would like to talk with you guys about the questions that you may have. We're looking at like mediumship and spirituality and angels and intuition and energy. There has been so much that has been going on in our world. My gosh, the last several years, the last couple of weeks, the last couple of days, like everything is hitting the fan. So come join us, be with us here today. One thing that I will mention, I know Bobbi doesn't often go live, but I do. And people do follow my page, and then they kind of spam people who comment on the live videos because they're offering readings. So please know that these people are outside of anything that Bobbi and I are doing. I will go through and clean them up and ban them after the show, but I'm just not able to do it while we're live. So I'm sure that Bobbi is trying to reconnect right now. So we'll just pop on and we'll say hello to everybody here. We have Tia and Brianne. Tia, I see you're asking about a reading. We're not doing readings today. We're doing general questions. If you do want a reading, pop over to my Intentions with Connections on Tuesday night. I do that at 7 p.m. Pacific, which is 10 p.m. Eastern, and that's on my HeavenLee Messenger page. We have Cassandra and Kim, Ariel. Hi, thanks for joining us. It's wonderful to see all of you. So we did have a question that was popping in that somebody was asking before the live. She said that she wasn't going to be able to join us directly, and she did have a question. I'd really wanted to tackle these with Bobbi with me, but we're gonna go with it and hope that she joins us, is able to join us soon. So actually, no, we're gonna put Carrie's question on hold because I do really want to answer that one with Bobbi with us. So one of the things that's been coming up for me really strongly lately is how do we navigate the world right now as a sensitive person? And this is one of the things that I've been definitely struggling with as a highly sensitive person. And as I was thinking about it and contemplating it a couple of days ago, I realized that basically everybody right now is highly emotionally dysregulated. So, for example, I don't drink often. I don't feel well when I drink, and it makes it really difficult for me to balance and navigate all of the feelings that come at me. I am somebody who is clairsentient, which means clear feeling, which means that I pick up on energy and feeling and emotion very easily. And I was at a conference several years ago with a friend of mine, and after a really big dinner, we decided we were going to go down to the pub downstairs and have a drink. So one, this is really unusual for me. And she started asking questions, and she's like, "Erin, what is it like for you to open up in a pub in this setting, in this situation?" I'm like, "Well, I don't know. It's been so long since I've tried it. Let's see what happens." And so I opened up, and even though there wasn't anybody who on the surface was visibly inebriated, like everybody was in, good control and faculty, nobody was yelling or screaming or fighting or anything. It was very much a pub atmosphere. Even though that was the case, within like a couple of minutes, I was drunk. So drunk, and I'm looking at my glass. I'd barely taken anything out of it. And what had happened was I was picking up on everybody else's inebriation. So even though nobody in the room around me was visibly drunk, there I was, tipsy as all get out. And it was incredibly uncomfortable. And what happens is when people are drinking is there's a certain amount of emotional dysregulation that can happen. We don't have quite the same level of control over our emotions as we usually do. So fast forward to right now, we've been in pandemic situation for a couple of years where there've been lockdowns, and emotions are all over the place for people. We don't have the usual coping tools and mechanisms that we usually have. And so everybody is walking around with lots of emotions very much highly at the surface. And as an emotionally sensitive person, oh, hold on.
I might be here. Oh, golly. Hold on.
She's here.
Oh.
She's here. Oh no, Bobbi, did you just freeze? Shoot, I think you did. Awesome. Awesome. Okay, all right. So I'm just going to temporarily remove Bobbi from our stream again, and trust that she will join us when she's able. Are you there, Bobbi? Shoot, no. Okay, so I'm just kind of quickly looking over at the comments that are coming in. We're not doing readings today, so if you do want a reading on the live show, you'll have to join me on Tuesday night. So coming back into what we were talking about with emotional dysregulation that's happening, how as an intuitive and sensitive person do you cope and deal with that when you are being bombarded by energies from other people? So at this point, self-care is one of the biggest, most important tools that we have right now. It is so incredibly important to make sure that you're grounding, to look at what is yours and what is not. So as you become aware of what you are experiencing on an emotional level, the easier it is for you to recognize and become aware of what is not yours, of what you are picking up from the people around you, possibly the energy that is around us right now. Like the energy is really heavy. It is very full. There is a lot that is happening. So the greater your capacity is to support yourself, the greater your capacity will be moving forward in being able to navigate and to deal with all of the additional energy that is coming up that we are experiencing right now. Awesome. So I'm just going to pop in and we're just going to say hello to the other people who have joined us. We have Kim and Ariel, Julie, hello, Verna, Shelly. It's wonderful to see you. Divya, I know I always pronounce your name incorrectly. Julie, we're not doing readings today. And Divya, we're not doing readings today either. Hold on. We've got Bobbi coming back.
I think
Amazing.
I'm here. What up, universe?
Awesome. Did you switch over to your phone, Bobbi?
Yes, I'm on my data. On my
Oh
phone.
gosh. All right. So that makes this even extra special because in order to be here, Bobbi is on her data. So do we want to give ourselves a timeline and time frame so that we don't go crazy through your data today?
No, I'll be taken care of.
Okay. I love that, Faith. And so I'm just going through and welcoming the people who have joined us. We have had a couple of people coming on asking for readings, and we're not doing readings on the show today. Leslie, it's so good to see you. Thank you so much, and it was wonderful connecting with you this week. And we've got Carrie and Sue and Doreen, and Tamra and Penny and Margaret. Hello. Awesome. Bobbi, how are you doing?
Erin, good. How are you? I'm a little flustered. Flux, as a matter of fact. It's so funny because we were talking about how the people in my brain were going, "What are you doing, crazy woman?" And that's why,
Yeah. And then technology decided to ask you exactly the same question.
What are you doing? You sure you want this? Yes, absolutely certain I want this. And yeah, I just did a whole day of reading, so
yeah,
I get a little loopy. Do you get loopy?
Absolutely. I get really loopy.
It's good.
Yeah.
Loopy. It's cheaper.
It's a high.
It's a super high.
It's definitely a high.
It's a wonderful high.
I find that the high after is not nearly as strong as after doing a psychic fair, though.
Oh, the high after a psychic fair is almost like I've never done heroin, but I'm assuming because you're high and then you're
yeah.
You've ever done after the psychic fair when testing out their pits to see who's the wettest?
I don't think I was part of that experiment. Oh, no, Bobbi. I think you might be frozen. You are cool as a cucumber, my friend. Hold on. I'm going to quickly take you out of our stream, and then let's see if we can add you back. Oh, no. Okay. All right. You guys, let's all come together and see if we can bring Bobbi back to the stream, bring her out of the frozen jail that she's in, because my goodness, I definitely want more pit stories. Awesome. So we've got lots of hellos. Yeah, Shelly's saying that's a great frozen pic of Bobbi. Absolutely. And I just saw her go out of our studio. I'm hoping that she's working on popping back in. So hello to Michelle and Pamela and Tammy. It's wonderful to connect with you all. Here we go. Oops. All right.
Okay. I swear this is so you guys can all talk about me when I'm not there.
Shelly did say it was a really great frozen picture of you. So
was it really bad?
You know what? I think Shelly may have been the only one who noticed.
Oh, there's an LOL. So,
do you see?
Yeah. Thanks, Shelly.
Oh my goodness. All right. So do we carry on? We know we're going to be here for a while longer.
Let's carry on. Let's move forward.
I love it. I love it.
Doing this to me on purpose.
It's all about testing you, Bobbi. How much do you really want to be here?
Yes. How much do you love these people?
So I did have a question come in on one of the posts that I shared from somebody who wasn't able to join us today.
Okay.
And so I wanted to tackle that one with you. Oh no. Are we freezing again?
Yeah, I didn't have my pits up, so that's good. Thank you.
Awesome.
It sounds like tits, right? It's tits.
I think I see a P. I see a very definite P.
Pits. Yeah.
Yeah. So
it's good to have your tits up.
Yeah. Yeah. But you know what? I think it's really important to make sure that any sagging ones don't feel left out. So up or down, however they come.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's all a matter of thinking, isn't it? Yes. Yeah. Okay. So we're talking about my boobs.
So
what was the question?
Well, before I get into the question, let's put the invitation out there that if people who are joining us on a live stream have any questions, that we would love to hear them. So we aren't doing private readings, like personal readings today, but we're open to questions about like mediumship, spirituality, angels, intuition, energy, whatever you can think of, throw it at us.
Realized stuff. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Awesome.
Curious.
Okay, so today's question is kind of has a couple of parts. So, have we noticed an enhanced leveling up of consciousness and awareness around the world of, people being more confident in their abilities? And she was also asking about ways to continue to stay in that high vibe. And I'm assuming that's with everything that's happening on a really global level right now. So,
Mm-hmm.
do you want to go first?
Oh, well, oh, okay. Yes, I absolutely believe everyone's leveling up. I think people have been leveling up for the last 3 years.
Mhm.
I actually think where we are right now is to teach us where we want to be and where we want to go and how we would like this to be. But I also, and I hear it in my head, there's a looming. That's what I call it, a looming. It's almost a black cloud. It's like that smoke monster from Lost.
Mhm.
I never know when I'm actually going out and when I'm actually in. So I repeat myself possibly, but that's what I feel. Yeah. And I think people are getting more psychic. And actually, I just, it's it's different question. Shelley asked if we get in and out of our psychic. I just noticed that.
Mhm. Mhm.
Yes. And that's part of the looming. That's part of what actually people are going through. You were always
Yeah.
psychic. You didn't realize you were psychic. Now
Yeah.
you're noticing things. That's the difference. And the more you
Yeah.
notice, the more you will notice. And then actually, it's almost like your brain goes, ooh, and relaxes into it. And then you get more noticed. Okay.
Mhm.
Now, Erin, what would you say?
Well, I actually had a slightly different approach to it, and I would focus more on what I saw at the beginning of lockdown, those first couple of months here in
Yeah.
BC. March, April, May, and into June was a time when a lot of us were in lockdown, and that was where I noticed the biggest shift happening. That was where people
Yeah.
were really really crazy opening up, and things were really big,
Mm-hmm.
things were really intense. People's psychic experiences were really significant, and since
Yeah.
that point I've seen a drop down. We are definitely further ahead than where we were like before 2020, but we're not at the same place that we were at back at the beginning
I
of
would
the
agree. And that's
pandemic.
where the looming comes in for me, is
Yeah.
that people
And
changed it almost. They
Mhm.
start paying attention to what they see as negative rather than what they see as light.
Exactly, because there was a lot of focus on community, on working together, on creating healthy boundaries, on
Mm-hmm.
meditating, on doing the things that we can do to support ourselves.
Yeah.
And now there's a lot of external attention, like this doesn't work for me, and like pushing back. And rather than, okay, well, how can I find what does work for me?
Yeah. Yeah. Actually, it's so funny because they actually compare it to what I went through yesterday, why I was in the tub when we were texting.
Right. And no, this wasn't naughty texting. This was
No,
nice
I was
texting.
naked and wet, but everything
But
was
there
on
were
the
no
up and up.
pictures shared.
Yeah, I did not picture share. No, no, I'm 50. We don't picture share. Not anymore.
Yeah.
Anyway, but yeah, it's because the pain in my head was getting so bad that I went and I laid in the tub to actually try to get the salt water to make this start to swell down. And then and then it got so bad that I actually thought I was going to have to go to a human hospital, which is a terrifying thought to me because they never know how to deal with it in the human hospital.
Yeah.
And then I decided, wait a minute, what if I just go with it? What if I
Mhm.
don't go, what is happening? And identify it as something foreign and pain and bad. And then it just got worse and worse.
Yep.
I went with, okay, what am I being shown? What am I being trying to be told? And then the pain, it wasn't there anymore.
Yeah.
Then it was a different sensation, very, very much, but it wasn't awful. It was
Yeah.
beautiful and it moved. So is that kind
Yeah.
of like, that's a physical
Yeah.
manifestation of what you're talking about with our, because I totally got that too. Yeah.
Yeah.
People were doing so well.
Absolutely.
And then all
Absolutely.
of
Yeah.
a sudden they went, well, but Dad, but I don't want to do well.
Well, I think part of
People
what it
freaked
is,
out.
is that it's pushing growth, right? When
Yes,
I think a lot of
it is pushing growth where people aren't able to understand.
yeah, and it's not comfortable. I think that there is like an idea that as you grow with your spirituality, that it is always comfortable,
Mm-hmm.
and it's not. There are parts of it that are
No.
uncomfortable. And I think that's the
Yeah, they
balancing
put you in a
between like
tub.
the physical and the
Mm-hmm.
spiritual.
Yeah, absolutely. Because it doesn't even have to be physical. Sometimes you actually get to a depression. Like, oh, like last week. Last week was really, really difficult.
Yeah.
There was so much, it was like palpable.
Yeah.
And just, yeah. And yeah. And yeah. And even Chantel says, yeah, it's definitely uncomfortable. That's why they actually make it, like, I get a sensor of pain because they're like, pay attention, Bobbi, you big stupid head. Because because it's actually them making me a little more psychic. Yeah. And I have to accept it. That's what they're saying. That's why they call me a stupid head, because I know it.
And you know what? I think that might be one of the differences between being a medium and working with angels.
Yeah, they don't say stupid head. No. No. And they don't grab your blood vessels and twist them like this in their hands, do they? No. No, they're nicer. I should have done that.
Yeah. Yeah. Hey, I mean, it's not too late to choose a different path, Bobbi.
They would follow me, Erin. They followed me my entire life. You can run, but you can't hide.
That's right. No, I suspect that they would. Okay. So, I do see that we have a couple of questions that are coming in. But I want to answer the last part of what was being asked. And are there ways to continue to stay in that high vibe? So, like, we've identified that things have changed from like that really big opening that we saw at the beginning of 2020. How can people come back into that and maintain that? Do you want to tackle that one first?
You go first because you're more high vibe, and I'll go second because I went first last one.
Okay. And that's how we do sharesies. So you weren't here for it because you were connecting, but I did talk about a couple of things that people can do, and I'm just going to expand on that idea. I see our energy as being like a tree. So the more root we have at the bottom, the more that like the broader our trunk is, and the more we're able to spread out up top too. So the more that we ground, the more that we become aware of what is ours and what is not, the easier it is to do that. I go into kindness, compassion, hope, and love and healing, like with my purpose and like reason to develop my psychic ability is so that I can help and support other people. And so for me, this all comes back to community. When I start to get lost, where is the hope? Where are the helpers? Where are the people who are supporting other people? And how can I do that? And, like for me, it's not about personal gain or like money or wealth. A lot of people say, well, if you're psychic, why aren't you a millionaire? Because that's not my motivation in what I do and who I am. Sorry, you want to repeat that? You cut out a little bit.
What a bizarre thing to say. If you're psychic, why don't you have more money than you need?
Right?
That's what that means to me.
Yeah. Well, you know what? The flip side of that, and I'm kind of surprised I'm mentioning this. The flip side is actually Ryan Reynolds. So I'm going to confess, I'm really not a fan of Ryan Reynolds in like the acting that he does, because I just don't jive with a lot of his humor. But I think that, oh my gosh, Bobbi, you are frozen right now, and it looks like I've mortally wounded you. I'm sorry.
It's okay. I love Ryan Reynolds.
I know. Like I know it is such an unusual, unpopular opinion. And I've watched a couple of his newer movies and I'm like, yeah, I totally get it. But like Deadpool was just a little intense for me. So, but he and his wife, Blake Lively, have just come out and they are working with one of I think it's the Ukraine Red Cross, and they are matching donations up to $1 million. And I'm like, you know what? If I had a lot of money, that is one way that it could be directed to help and support other people. Yes. And this is not the first time that he's done that. So, I think that that's a really responsible way to enjoy a certain amount of wealth and make sure that you're giving back too.
I agree. Absolutely agree. Don't take more than you need. I totally agree with thing and keeping happy too.
Yeah. Hold on, Bobbi. You froze a little bit right in the middle there. Can you repeat it, please? Oh, no. Bobbi? You guys, we need to hop on it. I think I'm going to just remove Bobbi from the stream and just see if that helps. It's kind of like, like turning off and then turning your computer back on. No. Okay. So we're just going to wait for Bobbi to join us again. I really should have gotten her to go first to jump in. So, oh, here we go.
Here I am. Yeah, I know. I'm moving all around my house trying to find a spot, and I'm right underneath my thing.
Amazing. Amazing.
Here it is. There's a
thing. Oh, this is a show up as you are type of day.
Apparently, this is you can plan for everything, Bobbi, but screw you for trying to plan. That's what it is. Okay, look. Oh, this is my new witch's kitchen thing.
Ooh, beautiful. Love it.
They're all my books.
That's awesome.
Yeah, maybe that's why they wanted me to show everyone my witch's kitchen.
That's right. Well, because that feels like that's a new part of your adventure.
It's a massive, big part of my adventure, and it actually started with the whole pandemic. I came about with this because the voices inside my head, this is what I call them, said you could grow your own food.
Yeah.
You could become somewhat self-sustained. And Bobbi, stop looking so far away for things. There's things right the F there. And so I've started doing that. And a couple of people might know that because I've ordered things from them.
Amazing.
And I want to just order things from people that I know.
Yeah.
And people, well, it's mostly clients right now, but I'm not going to just restrict it to people who use me. I'm not just going to judge, but people are going too far. And if you think about it this way, gas prices are astronomical. It's difficult to go places, blah, blah, blah. Maybe that's a good thing. Maybe we're not supposed to get in our cars so much.
Yeah.
Maybe we're supposed to actually sit and read a damn book every now and again. I read so many books the first year of all this.
Did you?
It was so great because I didn't have to drive anyone anywhere.
Right.
And I had an excuse to not go places.
Absolutely. You were a chauffeur mom.
I was a chauffeur mom and things like that. And I didn't have to do it at that time.
Yeah.
It was wonderful for me. It was wonderful to not have to be there. Because that's what we've done to ourselves. We've made it so we have to be there at that time. And if you're not there at that time, what is wrong with you? And why haven't you done this yet? And why haven't you done that? And why aren't you dressed this way? And why does your hair look like that? All this stupidity that we filled ourselves up with. It's just crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anywho, you're absolutely right about the root thing. Because that's what they kept telling me. Carry some tourmaline, lady. Get a garnet or two. Obsidian up yourself. That's what they said. Because it was airy fairy. I was trying so hard to hear everything so far away. I didn't realize actually I just needed to pay attention to what was directly in front of me and everything would be great. And it's really, 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 really worked.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Did I answer that properly or did I go all over the place?
I think that you incorporated lots of different pieces. Like if we were to
ask myself.
So if you were to like summarize it, what would you say ways are that people can use to stay in high vibe?
Ways that people can use to stay in high vibe. Okie dokie. Sorry. They can laugh at things when they go bloop, like bloom. It's about to fall. Yeah, they can laugh at everything. Everything. Yeah. Laugh at everything. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Do stuff that makes you happy. Spend time around a freaking dog. Dogs are amazing. They don't care. You could have just murdered somebody. They're so happy you're home. They don't know you murdered. Yeah. They think you're wonderful because you came there and you served a certain purpose for them. We have this weird idea that there's so much we need to do when we actually don't. We actually need to just rely on each other, be part of your village, and it'll make you feel better. I think that's, how I also stay in high vibe. I just be me. I just be kooky ass Bobbi. Because I am kooky.
Yep.
I'm totally kooky. And it's not, well, no, I am. I'm just this way.
Yep.
And some people can handle me and some people can't stand me. I'm sure of it. They haven't told me, but I'm sure they're out there.
I had a conversation with my mom today. She said, "Oh, I see that you're doing a live with Bobbi today. That's awesome. I love Bobbi." I love Bobbi too.
Yeah. Just because your mom can look me in the eye and not feel short.
She doesn't have to look up. Yeah, that's probably part of it.
She loves me. She's like one of me. The little people. Yeah.
She's a little mini person.
Do you want to answer another one?
Yeah, let's take a look. Okay, and Shelley also wants to really reconfirm that the Frozen picture was really beautiful. You looked great. So
thanks, Shelley.
Yeah.
She's biased. She's got a crush on me. I'm gonna switch my lights so I don't look like Two-Face.
Okay, sounds good. I'm not 100%. Oh, okay. So actually Shelley's got this great question.
Okay.
And she's asked, do we float in and out of our abilities? Like, for example, in the beginning of an awakening, you might sample all of the clairs, but then some hide in the background after a while. Ooh, that's
okay. Yes, I see that, Shelley. Yes. Okie dokie. Yes. Don't you agree that it goes up and down and up and down and up and down? It actually sometimes is based on stimuli.
Yes.
What's all around you and what you see. Yep. But mostly it's because some have to get out of the way for the new one to develop. So then they do it together.
Yeah. So that you don't rely on certain ones.
Yeah. They actually show it to me like baking. Why the F they're showing it to me like baking? Because I could not bake. I can make a pancake. I can cook. I can't bake. Anyway, you have to sometimes put the flour separate from the wet.
So that it can
rise up from the wet progress. And then put them together and then they become the product. If you put them together too soon, the wet will activate the dry and make it so that you don't get the right product at the end. Yeah. That is really good. That is not mine.
I love it.
That is them.
I love it when they come through with like real world examples.
Yes, and stuff I would never say or know.
Yeah. I come up with really random stuff too when messages like that come through.
Look, I try to be taller.
But you know, the funny thing is, if you tilt your phone, nobody will know.
I know. It is tilted. Is it not tilted?
You look perfect. So then the other thing that I would add to that, and this is something that I've noticed during pandemic, like at the beginning, we were talking about emotional, like overstimulation with people being like emotionally dysregulated. And so I found people who are typically highly clairsentient, everything's kind of been shutting down for them on that level because they've been so overstimulated.
Like a protection.
Yeah, as a protection. And so other clairs are starting to open for them. So you can also kind of burn out too. Yes. And like, for example, with clairvoyance. So there are 4 primary ways that we receive intuitive messages and information. And clairvoyance is clear vision or clear sight. And with clairvoyance, if you're constantly physically surrounded by mess, it's a very difficult one to tap into because you are so accustomed to overlooking things that you don't pay attention.
So I never thought of it that way. I just thought chaos, chaos, chaos.
Yeah. But like, I mean, if you look at a messy room, you just eventually over time, you stop seeing the individual pieces, right? You just see, oh, there's a table and there's a whole pile of crap on it, right? Like you're maybe not seeing the candle. And so if you're visually constantly overstimulated, then it's going to be really difficult to pick up messages visually because you're not paying attention anymore.
That is so good.
Right? Isn't that
I never even thought of that.
Yeah. And then so like with clairaudience, which is clear hearing, if you're constantly hearing like awful things or mean words or people speaking poorly to each other, it's going to be really hard to pick up because you like block that out. If you're constantly auditorily stimulated, you're going to block that out because you can't process
don't know how
anymore.
It would sound.
Yeah.
You have no reference.
Well, and because there isn't space for quiet.
Yeah. Or loud. I actually have that in my head.
Absolutely.
And sorry, go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
I have found, especially with a particular person that I know that I share a bed with, if you are psychic to begin with, but there's negative stuff all around in your life, it can actually make it so that your psychic abilities become a negative thing within you.
Absolutely.
And they actually beat against you.
Yeah. And it can be something that is fearful as well. Like,
Yeah.
and like this goes back to being raised. So, many, all people are psychic, right? Like that's a
Mhm.
basic ability, a
True.
basic right.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. But if you have people around you when you're young who are poo-pooing what you're experiencing, telling you
Yeah.
that it's not true,
Lots,
or
lots,
maybe that
lots,
you're
lots, lots.
crazy, yeah, you block it out because you want and need to fit in, especially in those really strong developmental years.
Yeah. Yeah. That's why I got really lucky in a couple different fronts on that one.
Yeah.
One, because my parents just didn't want to even try to figure out what the hell was going on.
Yeah.
And two, didn't want to try to figure out what the hell was going on. So
Yep.
they said, go over there, it's dark over there, tell things to go away, and then come see us when you're okay.
Right.
And so I did. And it worked out well
Yep.
because they didn't know what the hell was going on.
Yeah.
So
Yep.
that, yeah. Yeah, absolutely. And actually, that actually almost leads me to the other one. Is it all right if I move to a different question?
Yeah. Give it a go.
Okay. Is that all right? Somebody asked, oh, yeah, is it possible to connect with loved ones past and get answers to specific questions?
Yeah.
Pamela said that.
Yeah.
And I'm not even going to try to say your last name because I will be in church.
That's okay. I try to only stick with first names.
Me too. Me too.
Yeah.
Yes. Because last names are just too much fun to wreck. Yes. I'm really good at wrecking the first ones. Anywho, yes, it is.
Take it away.
Yes, it absolutely is. But you have to give them something simple to do if you want a specific question. Say, if it is this, say, do that. If it is this, do that. Or if it is yes, do this. Or if it is no, do this. Actually, don't even go with the no. Just if it is yes, do this. But you might not even have exactly what you think you know. That you think you know.
Mm-hmm.
That's hilarious. I actually just heard in my head, don't ask your dad where the will is.
Okay. So you're talking about yes, no questions. You need
Yeah,
to ask
or
yes,
things
no.
like, and they don't care. They don't care about the things you care about.
Right.
They're not worried where the money goes, unless the money was supposed to go to something that was emotionally going to help somebody in some sort of way, or that you and your siblings are yelling. That's a parent thing, but they don't care about that stuff. What they care about, and yes, they are doing better than you. When people always ask, I want to know if they're okay. They want to know if you're okay, actually.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
And actually, I just heard in my head, don't cry for me, Argentina.
Mm-hmm.
Don't cry for the dead. When you do, you look in the mirror and say, I am so sad I no longer have you here. This is why I'm crying. Damn you for going to a party I can't get into.
Yeah.
Don't say damn you.
Yeah.
What would you answer that as?
I really loved your answer. I love the answer of like asking questions, and with, like you are the medium is very small part of what I do. But when I work with angels, I ask questions and ask questions and ask questions until I get an answer. So like the yes or no, I definitely use that. Is it this? No. Okay. Is it this? Is it this? Is it this? And then I can start refining. So like if you were going to ask them where something is, like with angels, I'll just use that example.
They're better to tell you, angels.
Pardon?
The angels, I would go quicker to the angels to find something than I would a dead person. Because the dead person's gonna be like, there's wood.
Yeah.
There's wood around it, and then there's like something red. That's what they would do.
So I would ask questions like, is it in my home? And if I get a yes, it's in the home, then okay, is it in a room downstairs? Is it in a room upstairs?
Okay.
Like, and then refine it that way.
You
right?
do that too. Like when we did the body code thing, you did that. Sorry, I'm doing your body code thing.
Yeah. My body code thing, my muscle testing.
You broke it down ever so okay. Okay, and that's so much more organized. I actually look up and go, give it to me like I'm stupid. That's what I do. I say, I'm not getting that. Figure, make it easier. Make it easier for Bobbi. That's what I do. So it's kind of the same thing, except for you're more organized and I'm a bit of a
Well, well, with body code, I'm talking with somebody else's subconscious, and there's so much information.
Oh,
So
me
that's
too.
why we do it that way.
Yes, I understand. But you're all, yeah, I think you're more organized than I am. That's the
I'm
beauty of you and I. We work so differently.
We definitely do. And I think that that works really well
Mhm.
because we are so different.
Yeah, because I'm crazy.
And I'm only a little bit crazy.
Yeah, you're kind of like a frequency that jumps into crazy and then goes back to the yeah.
I'm finds a bit of balance.
This is making you move even more. All right. Do you want to do the next question?
Sure. Let's take a look. Oh, okay. So we've got Cassandra here. Hi, Cassandra. Cassandra's wondering about being more open to angels or energies around me and how to awaken that area more. I think that's an awesome question. Do you want me to take that one and you jump in
Please.
after?
Yeah, go right ahead.
Okay. So this actually came up in a reading that I did yesterday, and I absolutely loved it. A couple of the things that we've talked about today have basically been creating space, like visually creating space, emotionally creating space. And I was given this message in breathing that when we breathe, we create space in our physical body. And for people, particularly for people who are clairsentient, so they feel things both physically and emotionally, creating comfortable space in the body is really important. And so breath and breathing, slowing down, creating time and space to connect is a really big, helpful part of it, as well as inviting them in. And, sometimes we have to do, no, sometimes not we have to do, sometimes angels will kind of like take the mic and they'll go like testing, 1, 2, 3. It's like, are you hearing me? And so like when they send little messages, if you're not saying, oh yeah, look at that is that, then they're kind of like, okay, well, obviously the microphone isn't on.
Yeah.
So when you do receive messages, it's important to recognize to them like, yeah, I got it.
Rises the frequency.
Yeah, exactly. Once you get more, you get a little bit more and a little bit more and a little bit more until finally you're there.
Yeah. And in my head, it's you teach them how to speak to you.
Right.
It's kind of like you do the same thing with the living.
Yeah.
With the people all around you. You teach them how talking to you, what you'll respond to. Yeah. And that's how, like, you teach them how you're going to be psychic. And they teach you how you are psychic by continually showing you how you are psychic.
That's right.
Yes. Yeah. It's so funny because I'm reading people and then I'm like, oh, where am I? What am I talking about now? Because I'm me. So the question I'm answering is here we are. The question I'm answering is, how do you know when they're talking to you? How do you get the frequency?
You know what? That isn't the question, but that is a really good one. How do you know that they're talking to you? Let's
how do you
take
know
that
it's
one.
them? And how do you know? Because actually, I deal with spirit guides, and someone told me the other day, and he knows who he is, that using the word the dead kind of really bugged him.
Really?
It made him feel really funny. And I've had a couple of people. I actually even had someone private message me, and I said, "This is what they call themselves to me."
Mm-hmm.
But then for him, I said, okay, and my husband brought up a transforming person, and I said, we can't have you can't call them trans because that's the thing.
And you can't call them transformers.
No, you can't call them transformers, transcending, I just thought that, but why is it so bad to be dead?
Mm-hmm.
Why is that the problem? The word dead, because you're dead.
Yeah. I think there's a lot of fear about not being here anymore. Yeah.
Or the death is some sort of finality.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no, my friend. I can't even imagine to think this is the end all be all. This is it. Oh my gosh. And that this is the only existence and this is the only consciousness and this is it. Ah, that's a terrifying idea. Terrifying in that, how boring.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, like, really? Really? We don't fly? No, we do. Yes, we do. The dead show me themselves flying all the time. That's what they always say. I can fly. You gotta be walking about all the time and in a cold meat suit, and you can even be too big for your own body because so much energy is poured in. When you die, it's like
breaking free.
Kind of free.
It's kind of like pulling your bra off after a long day.
Which I will do. That was a bit of an uppity downy. Trust me, How did you read my mind on that one? I used to actually make an audible sound when I did that.
Yeah.
And my husband would laugh. I would go, ugh. And then I realized, why are you wearing bras that make you make an audible sound when you take them off? Stop that. So, and it was so that my boobies were more perky.
Love it.
True.
Yeah.
I don't need that anymore. Okie dokie. I can't remember which hole I had that I wanted to bury something in, but Jerry has a dog that can help me dig it. Or there's a dog. I was just reading that. Like, what was I talking about a hole? I can't remember that, but
I don't remember.
I'm all over the place.
I don't remember. Well, shall we look for another question?
Yes. Okay.
Okay. All right. Let me see. We haven't said hello to anybody in a while.
No, there's so many.
Girl who has crystals. Awesome. Yeah, Carrie's talking about crystals. Love talking about crystals.
Yes. Yes, she's a good crystal lady. Very good crystal.
Indeed.
And Julie, just real quick, ask him, give him a specific. I think you already probably know what he's trying to tell you, but say, Dad, are you trying to say this? And then see if he leaves you something or makes you think something. Because my dad will like flash the hat in my head or show me a penny or something. So I just wanted to quickly say that. Okay.
Awesome. I love Brianne's question here. Is intuition messages from the other side?
Oh, people always get that all I know. Yeah. Yeah. And I don't want to really upset anybody, but your loved ones are not your spirit guides. Yeah. Good God, can you imagine what a horrible thing? Can't imagine. My dad is with me. He even conducts readings with me. But if he was one of my guides, I'd be walking into walls all the damn time because he's a person.
Yep. Yeah.
Sorry,
he's too close. He's too close. Absolutely too close to the physical world.
Yes, yeah. He hasn't ascended enough. Yes, yeah. Absolutely. You gotta be dead an awful long time. And you didn't know them before you got here, or you don't know them here. That's what they always say in my head. Because but they can guide you.
Yep.
But yeah. It's a good question. Is intuition messages from the other side? Well, then what's the other side? Is that just where the dead? I always see the angels over there. Yeah. I see your folks over there all the time, especially around people who've committed suicide. They're like parole officers walking them through everything. Like, yeah, you can visit, but you're coming back and learning why you did that.
Yeah, your intuition, I believe, is coming from your subconscious. Your subconscious is fully and completely connected to God, source, universe, the divine, that energy. That is what you are tapping into. And this is, I think, probably where it gets a little bit hazy, is the pathways that you're hazy too. You're a little hazy because we're here, Bobbi.
Yes, we are. Oh, that's right. We're communicating.
Yeah. But that's where things get a little bit hazy because they use exactly the same pathways.
Yep.
Intuition, psychic ability, connecting with deceased loved ones, they use exactly the same pathways.
Yeah.
So
all the same.
Yeah. So developing your intuition will help you to connect with deceased loved ones, will help you to connect with angels, will help you to connect with psychic ability. It's all the same pathways that they use.
Yeah. And I think it's really, really, really easy to get it all confused because I know even with myself, I get it all confused. Whatever you feel, stay in that feel and know it's all good for you, and how you're interpreting it is exactly how it should be for you. Don't worry so much about what an angel should look like, or what your dead loved one should look like, or what your spirit guide should be, or how many spirit guides you think you should have because somebody told you this. But go with you. You know, even when I tell people things, I say, okay, now I'm interpreting it through the Bobbi filter. So if it goes through your filter, it'll make a heck of a lot more sense. So yeah, I think you're right. It all comes down to everyone shut up, sit down and meditate. Everyone, right now. Shut up, sit down and meditate.
Absolutely.
Just be. Oh man, wouldn't that be cool? Wouldn't it be cool if the entire planet said, okay, on this day, we're all going to meditate.
At this time.
The entire planet, you couldn't even get the entire planet all to spit at the same time, let alone meditate.
True. Yeah. But I think that we could get bits and pieces of people. And I think
that's enough of us.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or I think people thinking positively.
Exactly. And you know what? I think that that's kind of an underrated thought. The strength and the ability that one person has, and that when
Mm.
we connect more and more people, in some ways it doesn't matter what everybody else is doing, as long as you are living with your heart, you're in a place of peace, you're in a place of like healing and help and love.
Yeah, I fully believe I can affect change with my brain.
Mhm.
In fact, I've been doing it for the last 2 weeks.
Amazing.
I've been dropping buckets of love and glitter and happiness all over the place,
Awesome.
all over, because that's
Awesome.
all we can do. Or
Yeah.
visualize seeing what you would like to see.
Mhm.
And the more we do that, the
Mhm.
more we might actually bring it to us. Okay, now we don't want to get heavy. Life is heavy enough right now. Okay. You have
Yeah.
something you want to say?
There was something that was popping. There was something that was popping. Oh, okay. So I've been sharing this general idea on my Facebook page for the last couple of days. And that's the importance of taking breaths and slowing down and recognizing that you can't do it all.
That's what I want to talk about with you too, the breath.
Yeah.
When you were
Yeah.
talking about breath, of course. Yes, pranayama.
Yes.
Breath. In yoga, we see breath as life. Pranayama is the life. You're
Oh.
absolutely right. Yeah. Breath is life and focus. And yeah,
Mhm.
anytime I ever teach anyone to meditate, I teach them to breathe first.
Yeah.
We do pranic breathing. So you breathe in through your nose for 8, you hold it for 8, you breathe out for 8. Recenters your brain. Do that over and over and over again until you just can't stand it no more. And boom,
Yep.
all of that starts to happen. But you're exactly right, because in yoga, the way we look at it is that your body breathes automatically, like your heart pounds automatically.
Mhm.
When you consciously change the way in which it works, you actually use a different part of your brain.
Really? I
Yeah,
didn't
and
know
then you wake
that.
up a different center of your brain. That's why yogis strive to be able to do that, because we use such a tiny, tiny, tiny amount of our brains in our regular life. In our regular life, I dare say that you and I use much more of our brains than other people do, because we access and go into a part that other people don't realize they have.
Right.
The little pocket. There we go. Yes, there it is.
I
And
can.
sorry, go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
I see addiction in the exact same spot.
Oh,
And so
interesting.
what I notice people will do is they'll get message, and they won't get it. They won't figure out what it is. They'll just think, I don't feel right. I'm not right. Something's going on. Something's wrong with my head. I'm going to have to put something on top of that.
Right.
And then they do it and they do it. And most self-medicate and then become drug addicted. I see that a lot. I actually see myself in people who are drug addicted, because I got lucky,
Right.
in my opinion, but still, because it's all in the same spot, in my opinion. That's the way I always see it. I actually see it like almost like a bloop on top of our intuition. Like, and you can make it grow, or you can make it shrink, or you can, like, it's like a lily pad, like actually more like an oil spill. Well, because addiction is like an oil spill.
Yep.
It kills everything it touches. It creates a and everything. So if it's in your intuition, that's why I think a lot of people get addicted or have addictive personalities, because they
Shut
are
everything in.
actually more psychic. Now, I'm going to run away for 5 seconds and get a charger.
Okay. Okay, that sounds good.
Talk amongst yourselves.
Right. Okay. Well, actually, part of I absolutely love the pranayama that messages that Bobbi shared, but I was actually going to take breath into a slightly different place and location, and it had to do more with an example that I shared on Facebook. It was initially shared by Michael Moore, and he was talking about being a member of a choir, and everybody needed to sing in order for the note to be shared. Hi, Bobbi. In order for the note to be shared, in order for it to be heard. But you wouldn't hold the note for the entire time, because it was impossible to hold a note for the length and duration that was required. And so throughout the holding of the note, people would take breaths at different times. And because there were enough people that were singing, you could step out, you could take a breath, at a time. And then you jumped back in and you continued singing. And I think that that's a really important thing to recognize as we're talking about like moving forward and moving through challenges, moving through developing intuition, coming into better contact with intuition, is the recognition that we can't do it all on our own. And that sometimes we need to step back and take a breath too.
Yeah, we need a village. That's so funny because that actually popped in my head, because I've only ever worked with another psychic somewhat in the way that I worked with you.
Yeah.
And she was an angel reader too.
Interesting.
Yeah. So, because I love the angels, I'm a big fan. I've always had lots and lots and lots of statues and things, but I know they hold me here and I hold them there only because I'm here for the dead and I'm here for the people.
Right.
Because that's part of my whole thing. Maybe they're mad at me or something.
I don't think so. I've never, actually, I'm glad that you brought this up. I have never experienced angels be angry at somebody. That is such a human ego thing.
They're such a parent.
But a parent that doesn't get
that's
mad.
How I see them. No, they get disappointed maybe, but mostly they want to show you. I see them as a reflection of what we can. I always see them with people from the suicide realm, and they always look like what I would assume in the 1950s Catholic nun sort of situation, where they're like, "We're gonna do it right. I know this is right," blah, blah, blah. And that's what I see. And they when they come in my room, I'm like, "Oh my golly sakes, you're big." They're like 10 feet tall and they take up the whole thing and they just, hello. Yep. And they don't come in very often because I guess I don't expect them to. Yeah. Or I work with you, is my thing. Yep. I got you, so I don't need to do that.
Do that. Well, but go ahead.
I think they're amazing. I absolutely do. And I don't think they're us. You're an angel person. Do you think they're human? Do you think we ascend to be them one day? They just are. They're like a different species, aren't they? Okay.
Yeah. I mean, so there are actually many different levels of angels. Like you've got your archangels, who are the big ones who work with us. You've got like guardian angels and cherubim and like seraphim. And like there are lots of different levels of angels. And you can be an incarnated angel. So you can have experienced like lifetimes in angel, but not as like big archangel. Like that's
who they are, and that is that.
Yeah. There are two exceptions to that. Archangel Metatron and Sandalphon, both of them did have human lives way back, and when they ascended, they went up and became archangels. But that's not something that's happened in a very, very long time.
Yeah, that was a really When I hear Metatron, I think of Booger from Revenge of the Nerds, because that's who played Metatron on Supernatural. Yeah. And they actually get one thing right on that show. They use salt. But you don't need to shoot a ghost with salt.
I have to admit, I've never seen the show.
Oh, okay. It's fine. Yeah, no, it's fine. There's a lot of shows that I watch that you will not watch. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Let's take a look. So let's see what else we have. I'm just going to skip over the questions that are asking specific personal questions because we're focusing more on, let me see. Okay. So let's see. What else do we have? Oh, beaming. I like that.
Sorry, just looking that Shelley was sending Putin love and it was hard. Yeah.
Yeah, I can see that. See that. Oh, and I think I'm pronouncing your name. I hope I'm pronouncing your name properly. Doreen is saying here, they get to me by playing with my TV. Yeah.
I saw that one. Yeah. They'll do that, the buggers. Yeah. No, Doreen, is it the dead or the angels? Because do angels do that? I know the dead will. They'll mess with all your stuff and think it's hilarious.
The dead definitely do. I haven't noticed that so much with angels because they have lots of other ways to get through to people.
They don't need to. That's what I hear in my head.
Yeah, like if your angels are really trying to get your attention, they're going to find bigger ways than your TV. Like they'll send you lots of messages, like the 111s and like multiple numbers. That's very angelic thing. They'll send messages in lots of different ways, but I haven't seen them like manipulating electricity. That's a very deceased loved one thing.
Super deceased loved one thing.
Yeah,
it is a very big thing that they will do, and animals.
Oh, animals. Tell me about animals.
Oh, they'll make birds fly into things. I was once reading some young lady and a bird went, and I'm doing my readings outside.
Yep.
And a bird came. That's my dad, she said. I'm like, oh, don't cut that out, poor birdie. Golly sakes. But they'll do that sort of thing. Oh, it was so funny too. That's my dad. Okay.
That's so funny.
Yeah. But yeah, no, they do stuff like that. Or they'll, it's really weird. I have a cousin that does stuff when he thinks people are out of hand. First off, he attacks me because he was my cousin. So that's what he would have done in real life. I would walk down the halls and knock me down. Yeah. I swear.
Your family's very different than mine.
Yeah, my family's very different because my family knows. They're like, wait a minute, what? There's an actual, let's get her. They do. And they're like, hey, is there enough of us here? Let's all get her now. I'm like, I'm here for the other people, not you people. That's what I'm saying. You're my family. You had your chances. Yeah. But yes, some of the dead are like that. The dead will probably be the ones who are screwing with. But I could actually see spirit guides screwing with their TV too. Because they'll do stuff like that. Because I always think of my spirit guides. I even have one who I'm pretty darn sure I had a life with. Because he showed me that.
Right.
So to me, spirit guides are people in the life between lives.
Yes.
That little area, which is a neat little area too. The life between lives.
One that I have heard several times throughout is I had a lifetime like living in the Holocaust recently. So within like the last 60, 70 years.
Oh, okay.
And my understanding was that people can have lives as spirit guides for people who are going through those really intense times and then be incarnated after. So they have the experience of having gone through it because they were there, but they weren't physically present and in it.
Interesting. Because are you familiar with your past lives?
I'm with a couple of them. Yeah, I have a couple that started coming through when I was a teenager.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Now I have the similar sort of thing, and I have one that has been bugging me for the last little while.
Yep.
Because I think, was I a dog?
Right.
Because the perspective.
Yep.
I either died as a young child.
Right.
Or I was the family dog. And I would like to think I was that young boy.
Right.
But because of that perspective, because it's the only one that's like that, that's hooded like that.
Interesting.
Could it possibly be that I was the guide?
Yeah, I would say
rather than the person.
Absolutely.
I would really like to think I've been a guide.
Yeah.
So they can be highfalutin at me.
Absolutely. Because like I think part of the way that we kind of come here is we have like a training area, a training room. And in that way, we're a spirit guide. Like we have that, what is it like while you're here? What types of things? And it's kind of the preparation, segueing us from being in like spirit world, spirit realm, like
God, that must be so frustrating from the soul point of view. Because I know with my spirit guides, they're like, what are you doing? That doesn't make sense because they can see the whole pathway and I'm going, oh, but I'm human and I think I should do this. So I go do it. And they're, that's what they do. I can actually hear them.
But you know what else this line of thought actually brings in, and this has never occurred to me until just this moment. Kids coming into our world, know-it-alls, like literally knowing everything.
Yes. Oh, no, I see that. No, go ahead and I'll tell you mine.
And like they actually do, right? Like if that is the case, they have just literally been spirit guides. They've just had the full perspective of life on Earth. They're physically born in, and then we have a bunch of adults telling them, no, I've been here longer. And they're like, well, actually.
Actually. Yes. And actually, for a kid to retain all of that, they always show me the fontanelle closing actually ends that. But I actually believe the fontanelle closing is the crown closing. But kids retain it sometimes. So we say, and it's probably better that we do say that so that they don't keep thinking like they're still George in the Second World War when now they're Phil here.
That's right.
And I was just going to say another horrible thing, but I won't say that. No, we're happy.
We're happy.
Yeah,
We're happy.
we're happy. We are happy. Everything is good, and it will be good. This is just, it's always darkest before the dawn. We're in our flexing time. It's like when you're in your growing out stage, when you put a lot of ponytails in. I used to get growing out stages. Now I just have this.
Now it's just long.
Now
I'm
too lazy, so I just keep it like this. Yeah. Should I answer another question?
Yeah, I think we should. Did you want to grab a question?
Yes, I agree, Jerry. I get 11333. A lot of people are getting the 111s and the 333s. I've been getting a lot of people telling me. Okay, so when I see the 111, I think you're on the right track. Keep going, and it is an angel number. Is 333 the same in the angel world?
So I really like the angel numbers definitions that Doreen Virtue shared, and she did bring a lot of information to our world, and then things shifted and happened, and she went completely in another direction. That said, what she did bring through, I thought was incredibly helpful, and when it came through, it was really. It was really relevant. It was coming from like the right place before things shifted. So for me, I really follow those numbers, and multiple threes are the ascended masters are with you, helping and supporting you.
Do you know what's so funny? Is all I can hear in my head, we should pray for her. It's just kind of funny because I want our prayers. But I honestly believe that they try to set that there are things that actually can invade our minds and try to set us off spirituality tracks of individuality. Because when we start to think individually, then we stop being able to be more easily controlled into doing things. And but that is something I'm trying to manifest right now with a certain situation that's happening across the planet. Trying to, but anyway, good things today.
Good things. We're focusing on the positive things today.
Corrine, I hung as a witch and I dislike turtlenecks. That cracks me up.
I missed that one.
Is it the bottom here? That cracks me up. See, now I'm like playing with my throat because I'm like, that it's just they hung more of us than they burnt us. They actually burnt more Protestants than they did witches, but they burnt a lot of witches in Denmark, Germany. I've done my the burnt witches are constantly telling me, Bobbi, learn more. Bobbi, we want to be notable. Well, that was all part of this whole movement that I'm doing. The wellness switch.
Awesome. I love it.
Look at me promoting people's books. But I will do it. Buy these books. Buy them used. Buy them from people who have done them. And awesome. Oh, that's neat. Seeing your own birth time. I wouldn't know if I've seen my birth time. All I know is Laughing was on when I was born.
So I see my birth time often too. I was born at 4:44 p.m. And so I always see it. And in angel numbers, multiple fours means that your angels are with you, helping and supporting you. So I'm with you, Jessica Lynn. I see my birth time all the time too.
Okay, well, that's cool. See, and you have someone you can go, hey mom, what time was I born?
Yeah. I have the little cutout from the paper from the birth announcement. Yeah.
Oh, I wonder if I have it.
Yeah, you probably hopefully have that too, but you're the youngest. Things started slipping with the youngest.
Oh, I know, I have 3.
Yeah.
And when my first one, there weren't digital cameras. So I took hundreds of pictures that I had to develop. My second 2, it's like I don't have any actual hard pictures of you people. Everything is digital, so there's no albums or anything
in
like
my
that.
mind.
Yeah, they're in your mind or they're in the computer. We kind of lost that on ourselves, didn't we? A little bit.
There are a couple of like photo book things that you can just send stuff to, even from your Facebook.
Yeah, that's true. That's absolutely true. So you're calling me a bad mom? Okay, that's fine.
No. You heard it here first, folks.
Erin,
Bobbi was a bad mom. No.
Okay. All right. Do you want to do one
Moving
more?
on.
Probably was a bad mom. My kids are going to come on here and yell at you.
Yeah, I think they should.
No, they love you. My kids.
I love them too.
Do you want to answer one more question and then?
Yeah. Let's do another question.
Okay.
Let me see. Yeah, I'm just seeing. Oh, yeah, I see here. Corinne mentioned that she was hung as a witch and dislikes turtlenecks. Absolutely, I'm with you. I can't stand anything up close around my throat. Even crew neck t-shirts are too much for me.
Oh, so I'm not that big on them either, but I'm more of a do not hold me down.
Yes, yeah, that's a big one too.
Who's my poopy poops when you do that?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I just see Nikki's here. She's asking if either of us do past life readings. I don't. Do you?
If they come up, absolutely. If that's the intention of the person, then I will. I honestly, though, believe very strongly that past lives are so incredibly subjective that it's almost better to go and do hypnotherapy with somebody or do your own guided meditations and then keep on double checking.
Yeah.
Because the ones that I have that I keep double checking so they can, because it's really, really easy to make that up in your head that you're seeing that.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yes. And, one of the things that I see with people who have had past life readings is suddenly the past lives become part of this life. So they have challenges and troubles because of this, and this thing from all of these other past lives. And for me, that's one of the reasons that I don't do them, because I think it's really important to focus on here and now. And not making the story of complication more challenging and difficult.
Absolutely. Yeah. Because your past life actually should help bolster what you're doing in this life rather than hinder your progress.
Yeah.
Because who cares if you did this and this and this in your past life? Now you're here again. And what is the lesson you're supposed to fix? Because otherwise you're going to get to the other side and they're going to go, hey, you actually concentrated on what you did wrong. And you didn't fix it, you dum-dum. Yeah. Off you go back.
Yeah. I have like awareness of little bits and pieces of a past life quite a long time ago where I was a man and there was a lot of war and I did a lot of really awful things. And, although I have awareness of that, that's not going to become part of like my life here.
Yeah. I'll even tell
going
people,
to motivate me to
a murderer and
better.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, that's why you are what you are. Because you were that.
Yeah.
So I know in past life, I was a bad person. So cut someone's head off during a past life regression sort of thing, that's how I saw my face.
Yeah.
Because it was on the other side of the mirror. And I took off and there I am, look at me. But I don't hold on to that young man as being who I am now. I know that I'm in service now because I was that young man.
Yeah.
Because that's and he had a task to learn something and I'm doing it again. I actually even hear because so maybe I found out about the past life and concentrated tons on that past life and now here I am, Bobbi the medium. This better be it. I don't say that, but I enjoy my time here. I'm finding it very fun. I'm not having a bad time because but if you're having a bad life, take a look at what you're thinking about. Because that might be why you're having a bad time. We make everything in our lives. Absolutely everything. And once you figure that out, then it's easier, but then it's also suckier. Because then there's nothing to chance and it's all your own fault.
So I see Nikki. I see Nikki has responded and she's saying, so maybe someone who does Dolores Cannon's hypnosis. I'm not familiar with Dolores Cannon's myself, but I would agree with Bobbi that I would see somebody who does do hypnotherapy who is respected in their field and who probably specifically works with past life therapy and regression.
Yeah. And I would venture to say too, that that would be very helpful because sometimes it's helpful to have another voice there to help you to feel comfortable and such. But I would think too, guided meditations could be a possibility.
Yeah, I would. Yeah, definitely guided meditations can be helpful, but I would probably work with a trusted practitioner first, especially if you're wanting to go deep into something,
Yeah,
or if
yeah,
you have
you're
a really
right. You're right.
specific purpose. Yeah,
Yeah.
because I want somebody to hold space for you. Like that would be my hope, is that you would have really safe space to explore that. And if
Mhm.
questions come up, somebody who would be there who would be able to help guide you and answer along the way.
Yeah, and when I talk about guided meditations, I talk about things I've done after already seeing and
Yeah.
doing and being the thing I am and all that sort of stuff. And
Yeah.
but that is not that I'm like miraculous or special or anything like that. It's just that I've done the work,
Yeah.
an extensive amount.
Mhm.
Because it takes it and it's constant. And
Yeah.
thank God it is. Ugh,
Yep.
I can't imagine how boring life would be.
Yeah, that's true. I remember I had a conversation with somebody that I was considering dating, and he says, "You're really self-aware." I said, "Self-awareness is survival for me." And
Mhm.
I think that's something that a lot of people don't really understand. Like they'll come to me and they'll ask about intuition. How do I develop my intuition? Well, you become self-aware. Okay, well, isn't there an easier way?
No,
No.
no,
No,
sorry.
there isn't.
And it's going to take you a long time, and you're going to have to keep doing it and keep doing it and
Yeah.
keep doing it and keep doing it. And it's not that you're keep on going asking the waiter for more of your what you're asked, what you
Mhm.
put your order in for. It's
Yeah.
that it's constantly changing.
Mhm.
When I first started out, it was so much different than it is now.
Yeah.
And I actually used to make fun of people like me. Very, very people, crazy people. I
Oh, you're breaking out a little bit, Bobby. Did you want to repeat that? I'm sorry, Bobby. You're you're cutting out. You're coming in little bits
No.
and pieces. You want to try it one more time?
Yeah, I'll get this.
Hold on. I'm going to see if I can turn off your camera because I'm wondering if that's part of what the chat. Oh, try it again.
Oh no, it's what I'm saying. It's what I keep saying. Can
What
you
are you,
hear me now?
oh, I can hear you now. What are you saying? It's obviously important.
Okay, don't cut me off. I didn't choose this. Ah! Okay, fine. I chose this. Golly. I keep saying I didn't. I
Yeah.
keep saying this chose me. I keep saying I was born
Mhm.
this way. And they keep
Mhm.
cutting me off. Like, shut up, Bobby. You did too. And I know I signed that contract before I went down the slide. That was my mother's
Yeah.
birth canal. Yes. And it started off way the hell up there. Woo! Down.
Mhm.
Yes. And you're right, Chantel. Sorry. Chantel said past lives come up when it's helpful or relevant in your current life. Which, yes.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah. Just don't resonate. Just don't stare at it. Over and
Yeah.
over again. It's
Yeah,
like, yeah.
exactly.
It's like staring
Yeah,
at your problem.
awareness is good. Awareness is good. If it keeps popping up for you, then there's probably something to look at, but don't make it part of the
This life.
story.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
actually, you can even go, okay, I was a murderer in a past life. So this is why I'm actually a medium in this life. Because I took people's lives away then. Now I help people live their lives and help them see how death is great. Yeah. Yeah. Poor living folks.
Awesome. I don't think I'm seeing any more questions
No, I think
coming
there's
up. I think
lots of great comments.
yes. Yeah. No,
Yes. Sorry.
I think we've been really blessed today with all of the wonderful people who have joined us on our live stream. Thank you.
Yes. Thank you, everyone. We're going to do this again.
Yeah, we will.
Yes.
I don't know that we know when, but we will.
Yes. Well, we're going to try to be consistent.
That sounds good.
We're very much going to try to. And when we try to be consistent, could
Mhm.
we do readings one, question one, readings one, question, like every second time we do the
We
readings and every
could.
second time we do the questions, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah, absolutely. It looks like we
Okie
have
dokie.
enough people who are interested in personal readings. We could totally do that.
Okie dokie. Oh, groovy. Well,
Awesome.
I'm really pleased. Tell all your
Awesome.
friends.
And we have a couple of new joiners in. We have Veronica. Hi. And Verna, thanks so much for joining us. It was a pleasure.
Yes.
Awesome. Awesome. So I don't know if this is going to be an issue for you, Bobbi, but on my page, I have a lot of people who, a lot of scammers who follow my page and then pop in offering readings to people who have commented on my videos. So as a result, I turn off the comments after the live stream so that people who have joined us live aren't spammed. So that will be true on my HeavenLee Messenger page. I don't know. I don't think we have enough people following the Universal Connections page at this point for it to be an issue. And if you haven't been doing live streaming, it's probably not an issue for you either, Bobbi. So you can probably keep the comments open. So,
yeah, I love Shelly.
Both Shellys. We had two pop on, but yeah, Shelly, definitely bring your popcorn next time.
Yes. Or maybe your cauliflower.
Yeah.
Yes, popcorn. Excuse me. Also, too. Oh yeah. Okay. I just wanted to address that really quick because somebody has been emailing my mom.
Oh.
And she says they use names of people who she's related to.
Oh, really?
So she phoned me and said, "Do I get a reading from these people?" I said, "Don't you even dare."
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely
If you want like a psychic reading, lock down you go local or go like just the word of mouth, things like that. Anyone who solicits you.
Yep.
Don't do that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Look at you. You're so on it, Erin.
Oh man, I apparently posted it 3 times.
Oh, okay. It's good though. Very good.
Yeah,
okay.
I guess because we're streaming to the 3 places. Yes, Nikki had asked if I have a page. I do. It's HeavenLee Messenger on Facebook.
Oh, there. Yeah, yes.
Yeah,
Oh,
and Bobbi. Yeah, and Bobbi is Bobbi Rowntree, spiritual medium, and then we also have our joint page, which is Universal Connections. And I'm so glad that you mentioned that.
Sorry, Ruth.
No worries. I'm so glad that you mentioned that because I think we should talk about that next time. I think we should talk about spiritual consent.
Spiritual consent. Ooh.
Yeah. So pop in and join us next time where we'll definitely talk about spiritual consent and more. Yeah.
And this way people have notice so they can message us and go, "Hey, you guys gotta talk about this." Yeah, big poopy faces.
Absolutely. So once we figure out the date and the time, I'll put a StreamYard post up. So if you want to join us for the next one, just click on the get reminder and then you'll receive a reminder. It looks like it comes in about 20 minutes before we're going to go live. And then you can join us for our next Oracle chats.
That's so groovy. All right.
Awesome. Well, are we ready, my friend?
I think so.
Okay. Are we going to do our usual?
That's what I thought. Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Okay. Hold on. I wasn't exactly sure what we were doing.
No, you were going to
let's do it again. Yeah, that's where I was going. Okay, so no, we should do. Okay, you ready?
Okay, yes.
Okay.
Namaste.
Oops, I think I did it wrong.
You did it. You can never do it wrong.
But the intention is there.
The intention is there. Yes.
Awesome. Thank you all for joining us.
Thank you, everyone. Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye.